Risk Whisperer is an AI-powered GRC tool built by Beth Gerhartz as a portfolio project. The idea is simple. Give compliance analysts a senior GRC analyst on demand, available instantly, powered by AI. If you've worked in GRC, you know how long a single control assessment can take. Mapping controls to frameworks, writing interview questions, chasing down evidence requirements, it adds up fast. Risk Whisperer handles that first pass automatically, so analysts can focus on the judgment calls that actually require a human. A full GRC audit runs through 7 stages: scoping, control assessment, evidence collection, testing, findings documentation, reporting, and remediation tracking. The bottleneck is almost always stage 2, control assessment. That's where analysts spend hours manually producing outputs that could be automated. Risk Whisperer targets exactly that stage. Everything it generates feeds directly into Stage 3 for evidence collection and Stage 5 for findings documentation. Before diving in, there's a built-in guide. Click How to Use, and it walks through all 5 steps, including what each output means and how to interpret your results. First-time users won't need to guess. Here's how it works. Paste in a control description, or use one of the built-in examples. Pick your cloud environment, compliance framework, and optionally narrow by control family. Then, hit Assess Control. In about 20 seconds, the AI produces 6 structured outputs: a risk score from 1 to 10, a control maturity rating, assessment questions to ask the control owner, a list of evidence to collect, potential weaknesses with remediation recommendations, and framework control mappings with direct links to the official NIST reference pages. What you're looking at is what a senior GRC analyst would normally spend 2 to 3 hours producing, done in under a minute. This doesn't replace the auditor. It handles the grunt work. The analyst still validates findings and applies professional judgment, but now they're starting from a solid first draft instead of a blank page. One of the standout features is the audience toggle. By default, you're in Tech Talk, GRC terminology, control IDs, the language auditors use every day. Click Plain Talk and the same findings are rewritten in plain language. No jargon, no control IDs. Just clear business risk that a VP, legal counsel, or finance team can actually act on. Same risk, same severity, completely different audience. This was inspired by something Erica McDuffie said on the Simply Cyber podcast, that one of the most important GRC skills is knowing your audience. You can't walk into a board meeting and read NIST control language at them. That insight became a core feature of the tool. Once it loads the first time, switching between views is instant. Cached in React state, no second wait. After the assessment, the work doesn't stop at identifying risks. Someone has to fix them. That's where POA&M tracking comes in. Under each weakness, analysts can assign an owner, set a target remediation date, and track status: open, in progress, closed, or deferred. Entries save automatically and persist across sessions, so remediation progress doesn't disappear when you close the tab. This moves Risk Whisperer from a passive assessment tool to an active compliance workflow, from finding the risk to tracking it all the way to closure. On the security side, a common mistake in portfolio projects is leaving the API key exposed in the browser where anyone can find it in dev tools. Risk Whisperer avoids this with a Vercel serverless function at api/assess.js. The Anthropic API key lives in a Vercel environment variable, injected server-side. The React frontend never sees it. The model is Claude Haiku, fast and efficient for structured output. The real work is in the prompt engineering. The system prompt instructs Claude to act as a senior GRC analyst for the specific environment and framework selected, and mandates valid JSON with exact keys. No markdown, no freeform text. That strict structure is what lets the frontend reliably parse and render every output card. A few other things worth noting. Assessment history persists across sessions in local storage. Every section has a copy button for pulling outputs into reports or tickets. There's a PDF export for executive-ready deliverables, a regenerate button, and the app is built in React with no external component libraries. All styling is inline CSS. The disclaimer is clear. Risk Whisperer is a portfolio and educational tool. Outputs should be reviewed by a qualified GRC professional before use in a real audit. The AI can only assess what you give it. Strong first draft, not a final deliverable. GRC is moving fast and AI is going to change how control assessments get done. Tools like Risk Whisperer show where that's heading. Continuous compliance from assessment to remediation, without the enterprise price tag. The live app is at riskwhisperer.vercel.app And the full code is on GitHub at github.com/bettybangs/riskwhisperer. Thanks for watching.